All right, let's get started. 2023 was an amazing year for gaming. I mean, honestly, we had so much good hardware from like the ROG Ally to the Lenovo Legion Go. Steam Deck OLED came out. There's also other hardware such as the PlayStation Portal, and there's a lot of great emulation devices that also released in 2023. As far as the gaming side goes, there's so many high quality games that came out in 2023 that honestly it's kind of hard to not say it was one of the best years in gaming. But 2024 is looking to be just as good, maybe if not better. There's a lot of great games coming out, specifically in the first quarter of 2024, and I think we should actually look at 10 of these games because I think they're going to be pretty big hits. But before we get into that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. We are close to hitting that goal, so definitely it'll be awesome we can hit that before March, which is the end of the first quarter in 2024. I really appreciate that, as well as share the channel. That does help out a lot as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about 10 of the games that I think you should really look out for in the first quarter of 2024. Let's go ahead and start off with number 10, and that is Tekken 8. Honestly, it's been a very long time since I played a Tekken game. I want to say Tekken 5 was the last one I played. And I saw the introduction to Asuka, who's supposed to be Jin's cousin, I believe, or something like that. They're somehow related. That's all I remember. But did saw her introduction into the franchise, and I know she's been in the franchise ever since. And that's really it. I do like that they're bringing back a lot of, returning characters. There's also a lot of new characters, but the biggest thing that actually got me hyped about this game and actually really interested in it was bringing back June. June, the last time she was playable, I want to say was in Tekken Tag, maybe Tekken Tag 2. I don't really remember which one of those, but it's been a very long time that she was a playable character. Before that, of course, it was Tekken 2. And there is a canon wise of why she hasn't showed up in any of the games. For her being back, of course, there's got to be a story behind it because all the Tekken series and all the Tekken games, they kind of tie together. There is a story behind it. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see why she has come back. But other than that, like, the game just looks so much better than what I remember it to be. It looks a lot faster paced, combo wise looks amazing, and I'm just pretty hyped for this. I can't wait to actually play this. So that is Tekken 8. That does come out January 26th, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Coming in at number 9, we have Princess Peach Showtime. Now this is the new Princess Peach game that Nintendo announced last year, and honestly, looks pretty good. Looks like a little fun, different type of game. It's not just a platformer, but from what the trailers are showing off, it looks like there are different forms of gameplay inside there. So like if you switch to like the karate Peach, you gotta do karate moves. There's like a cookie mini game there. There's just so many different ways to play the game, and I actually like when games do that. There's a lot of games that kind of stick to one genre, and there's also other games that kind of blend genres in. This is kind of that type of game. We're trying to blend multiple genres in together while also, creating a story with Princess Peach. I'm actually excited. The last Princess Peach game was, I believe, Super Princess Peach, which was a great platformer in that, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. Hopefully it's good. I mean, it's one of those things that I don't know who's really developing it, if it's their A team or if it's like a C team or something like that, but I'll keep my eyes out on that. Definitely keep a lookout for that. That's coming out March 22nd. Coming in at number 8, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the remaster. Now it's not officially titled remaster, but it is a remaster of the very first Mario vs. Donkey Kong game that came out, I believe, on the GBA. This is kind of similar to more of a puzzle game. It's not similar to like the old school Mario Donkey Kong game, or rather the Donkey Kong games, but this one here is more of a puzzle game, which I really liked. I really enjoyed the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games. They were really fun. They're kind of like bite-sized levels where you go through, have to get a key, kind of open the doors, and like there's a lot of puzzle elements in it, which is really fun. My favorite was actually the minions one, where there's like little small minions you have to go through and like control the minions. You were using, I believe, the Wii U gamepad, or was it 3DS? I can't remember which game it came out, which platform it came out. I just know you had to use the touchscreen, you had to draw lines to kind of show the paths of where the minions would go. That was pretty awesome. I really did enjoy that one, so I'm very excited to play this one. I really do like puzzle games or anything that has like mini games in general. WarioWare is a good example of that, so I really do like games like that. Mario vs. Donkey Kong comes out February 16th, I believe. Yeah, February 16th, so definitely keep an eye out on that. Coming in at number 7, we have Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Now this one I'm super excited for as well. This is more of a Metroidvania version of Prince of Persia, and it looks really good. After Metroid Dread, I've just been so excited about Metroidvania games. I just want a lot more Metroidvania games, and basically this is what that is. It looks really good, really thought out, fleshed out. Gameplay, from what a lot of previewers have said, is really good, and they're very excited for this game as well. Definitely keep an eye out for Prince of Persia, especially if you're into the Metroidvania genre. I guess this will hold us over until we get the new Metroid game, specifically Metroid Prime 4, and maybe, hopefully, there's a 2D Metroid game in the works somehow, or even a 2D Castlevania game that's a Metroidvania. That would be nice as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown comes out January 18th, so keep an eye on that. Number 6, we have a game that honestly I don't think it's gonna come out, but hopefully it does, and that is Granblue Fantasy Relink. Granblue Fantasy Relink was actually announced, I want to say some way back in like 2018 or something like that, and originally was being developed by Platinum Games, and then something happened, and now it's Psy Games, who is the owner of or rather the creator of the Granblue Fantasy series, working on the game itself. And yeah, I just felt like this game was just never going to come out, because we would see about it and then it would disappear for like a year and a half, and then we'll see some more gameplay and then it disappears again. Well, now there's actually a concrete release date. It's available for pre-orders on PC and PlayStation, so I assume that it is going to come out, but again, I'll have to wait and see for that time to happen. But honestly, this game looks really fun. It is a story-based game as well as a co-op game. There is a 4-player co-op mode where you play with your friends online and you go through dungeons and of course fight a boss. And honestly, I feel like there aren't many games that do that. Most of the games that we have that are multiplayer are usually like first-person shooters or stuff like that, or kind of like your build your own world like Minecraft, Lego, Fortnite, stuff like that. There aren't too many action adventure or action RPG games. There are co-op, outside of like Diablo, and maybe that's it. And when I'm thinking about these RPGs, I'm thinking more of like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. You don't get those dungeon crawling in that third-person aspect, or even, in I guess Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is third-person, but you don't get a lot of those out there. So I'm very excited to play this. It looks fun overall. I've seen a lot of gameplay. There's a lot of gameplay preview coming out more recently, and I believe there's going to be a demo coming out soon. I might be mixing this up with another game, but I believe there's a demo coming out soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Granblue Fantasy Relink comes out February 16th as well, so definitely keep an eye out for that, because I think it's going to be a really good game. Now, number 5, we have Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth. This game just looks amazing. I've mentioned minigames plenty of times on today's video, and this is another game that has a pretty awesome mini game. The Yakuza series in general, or Like a Dragon series in general, is known for their arcade and having older arcade games at that, playable within the game itself. They also have some very fun mini games, but this one is taking it to a whole new level. You can now play, well, some people are dubbing it Animal Crossing. I like to call it more Dragon Quest Builders, because you do build a town, but there's also combat, and that's Dragon Quest Builders. Come on, you cannot tell me it's not Dragon Quest Builders. I mean, for the whole sake of Like a Dragon, the whole series there, well, not the whole series, right, but Like a Dragon 7, you do have, oh man, what's the main character's name? I can't believe I completely forgot. His name's Ichiban. I can't believe I forgot his name. But yeah, Ichiban, you do have Ichiban, who basically says he wants to be a hero like from Dragon Quest, and literally through Yakuza Like a Dragon or Like a Dragon 7, there's just a bunch of Dragon Quest references. So why not it be a Dragon Quest Builders game within Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, or known as Like a Dragon 8? Anyways, it looks amazing, looks very fun, and the game overall is nice to have Kiryu back. Kiryu was probably one of my favorite main characters ever. He's a really cool, likable character, and it's, for me personally, it's hard to like a main character. Most main characters I'm not a fan of, and he's one of those that I do really like. So I'm very excited for this game. I'm excited to play every aspect of it. And again, it's a turn-based RPG, so you will have lots of fun playing this as well, especially if you're into turn-based RPGs. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth comes out January, was it January 26th, I believe? Yeah, January 26th. So keep an eye out on that. And at number 4, we have Rise of Ronin. Rise of Ronin was a game that I want to say we saw in 2022. I believe that's when the first trailer showed up, was in 2022 at a PlayStation State of Play. It looked amazing. It's made by Team Ninja. Team Ninja, of course, has done games such as the Neo series, of course, Ninja Gaiden, and games like that. And more recently, they're a lot more Souls-like than they ever were, even though if you play Ninja Gaiden, it's just a faster pace, almost Souls-like, not as hard, but a faster pace Souls-like. Now it's a lot more like a Souls game. And Rise of Ronin is supposed to blend the two together. So you're going to get that combat. It's an open adventure. There's also multiplayer according to PlayStation's like their webpage for Rise of Ronin. There's going to be multiplayer content. So I would assume that you can invite people to your world and do missions together, which is also going to be pretty fun because, again, it's not a first-person shooter. It's not a shooting game that's co-op. It's a actual RPG or action RPG, I guess if you want to call it, that is co-op, which I'm very excited for. But nonetheless, Rise of Ronin sees you play as a samurai or a Ronin, and you kind of go through this world. There's story bits to it. I think we're all wanting to play it because if you like Neo, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, and just looks really, really good. I'm very excited for this game. So right now, I believe it's only PlayStation exclusive. I don't know if there's a PC version available. Might have to double check that. I'll probably write it in the notes here if there is a PC version also coming out. But that comes out March 22nd, which, yeah, I'm excited for. But there is also another game that's coming out on that same day, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I guess a little bit will be now. Number 4 is Dragon's Dogma 2, which is also coming out March 22nd, which is crazy. You got 2 high-profile action RPG games coming out on the same day. How are you going to split yourself into 2? I don't know. But anyways, Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that. I love Dragon's Dogma 1. That was my Skyrim of that era. Wasn't a fan of Skyrim. I just thought the combat was boring. Wasn't a big fan overall. But Dragon's Dogma just takes it to the next level. Kind of adds like those Monster Hunter elements and more actiony gameplay to it. And honestly, it's more of that, which is really cool. The neat thing about Dragon's Dogma 2 is you do not have to play Dragon's Dogma 1 to understand the story. The creators have said it themselves that Dragon's Dogma 2 takes place in an alternate universe, an alternate timeline. So even though elements seem similar to Dragon Quest 1, the overall story, or Dragon's Dogma 1, the overall story will be different from Dragon's Dogma 2. Hope I didn't say Dragon Quest multiple times. Sorry, I got Dragon Quest in my head. But anyways, Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be very, very amazing. If you've never played Dragon's Dogma, I highly recommend picking this up. It's a very fun action RPG. There's a lot of elements there, such as going ahead and being able to climb monsters, take out different like head pieces, such as in Dragon's Dogma 1, you had to fight a Hydra, and you can actually climb up each individual head and kind of like slice them down until eventually you kill the monster. There's also like Cyclops you have to fight, so you can get on top of the Cyclops, hit their eye, which is their weak point. They'll pick you up and throw you off of them, and then you kind of have to repeat in this and that. There's other things that you can be on top of a cliff. If you see a giant monster, you can just go ahead and jump off that cliff, jump onto that monster, and hang on to them. So many cool ways to approach the enemy. When it's dark though, it is dark. You really need the lantern for this game because, yeah, when it's dark, it's dark. You cannot see anything, and I think that was one of the biggest things that a lot of people criticize it for. But I kind of understand it too, because I guess in real life, if there's no moon, you're not going to be able to see anything in the dark as well, especially if there's no light or anything like that. So I think they wanted to replicate that feeling. But yeah, I do understand too that when it's dark, and yeah, you can't do anything without a lantern. But anyways, Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out March 22nd. Definitely pick it up so we can get another one. This game, I'm telling you, is going to be amazing. And number 2, we have what a lot of people are highly anticipating. That is Persona 3 Reloaded. That is the remake to Persona 3. I know there's also a lot of backlash because it won't have the extra content from Persona 3 FE, or is it Fez? I'm sorry, Persona 3 Fez, and then Persona, or P3P, Persona 3 Portable. So many like tongue twisters there. but at the same time it looks really good. I've been watching gameplay and just like overall like overviews of the game and stuff like that, and it looks really fun. I do like the graphics. They definitely updated the graphics overall. It's a lot more anime style, more cell shaded. They're using more advanced technology. Of course, the original one came out on the PS2, so it's kind of understandable. I'm very excited to play this. I've never played Persona 3. I did try out P3P, but hearing that there's a lot of stuff missing, I just kind of like stopped. But this will be the one that I will definitely play. I'm just excited to play overall. Maybe they might add that as DLC or as some type of patch to allow you to get some of the content from the other games, but I guess we won't know. Maybe there's some original stuff they're adding in there and they're being quiet about. I guess we won't find out until we actually play. But Persona 3 Reloaded comes out February 2nd, which is very soon, within a month. And I know a lot of people are very hyped to play this, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And finally, at number 1, the game that's most anticipated, that people have been anticipating for a very long time, that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yeah, I mean, what much more do you want me to say? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake franchise, and we're excited for it. I just can't wait to play. I just hope you can play as Zack. That's what I want to do. I want to play as Zack some more. After playing Crisis Core, it's like, yeah, give me some more Zack. Zack is my favorite character in the Final Fantasy VII series. I really like his character overall. I'm just excited. I want to play more Zack. That's all. That's it. But anyways, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will continue the story. We actually get the open world. Graphically looks very good. It is PlayStation exclusive as of right now, but more than likely will come to PC probably within a year or so. I think 6 months is now the exclusive time frame, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But they are continuing the story. We do know the end point, which I won't spoiler it, but they did say where this game will end. But the way you get to the ending is not in the exact same order as the original game, which is going to be very interesting. Overall, if you played Final Fantasy VII Remake, you do kind of know that, and this might be spoilers, so skip ahead a little bit. But Final Fantasy VII Remake franchise in general is feeling more like a sequel than a remake, because there's a lot of things that are changed, and they do reference the original so many times. So like, yeah, I feel like this is more of a sequel to Final Fantasy VII than a remake. But anyways, going past that, super excited. Showed off all the characters you get to play as, also some characters that you won't be able to play as, but they will be guest characters. So I'm very excited to actually go ahead and dive into this and play it. Honestly, Final Fantasy VII, I used to give it like a lot of hate, like, yeah, it wasn't all that great, but the more I think about it, it was a really good Final Fantasy game. It was my first Final Fantasy game, and honestly, there's a lot of special things that game does do, and replaying the remake just brought that back to me. So definitely keep an eye out for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That comes out February 29th. So keep an eye out for that. And there you have it. That is my 10 games that I think in the first quarter of 2024 you should really look out. Again, there's so many games coming out in 2024. This is just the first quarter, and there's some games that I didn't even mention. There's DLC I didn't mention. There's so many things coming out in 2024 we still got to look forward to. I mean, honestly, Nintendo Switch 2 might come out this year, and that'll bring on some more games. We don't know what's coming out pretty much past the summertime. Nintendo could announce some more amazing stuff. I mean, Sony has been quiet. Sony could announce a lot more amazing stuff. I mean, Xbox might actually get their act together and announce some great stuff too. We don't know. But keep an eye out for 2024. It has potential to be as great as 2023, if not better. I don't know what would make it better than 2023, honestly, because, we did have Zelda, and it's kind of hard to beat Zelda. I guess another Zelda would make it better, maybe, possibly. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Again, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so it does help out a lot. Share the channel. That also helps out a lot by bringing new viewers. We are in 2024, so I am going back full force. I will be making videos every week from now on, uploading them, and of course, going that way. Also, check out our live streams. We do a lot of live streams with the podcast crew. Of course, I have my own solo live stream that I do, and every Sunday we have the podcast. Keep an eye out for that, where we discuss all the latest, greatest gaming news. We'll be back this Sunday with the podcast. I know we've been on hiatus, but that was because the last 2 weeks was, it's kind of hard to do it on a Sunday when it's Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and all that stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching. My name is James. I'll catch you guys next time.